The galactic core, a very mysterious place. From our perspective on Earth and through the view of normal telescope, it is actually not visible. It is filled with gases that actually mask the very center of our universe to us. In order for scientists to actually observe what the galactic core looks like, we have to use all kinds of filters. X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, and as we do this, a picture begins to form itself. If you have some background in astrology, the center of the universe is between, if you were to draw a line at the very arrow of Sagittarius to the tail end of Scorpio, and you were to draw a straight line and go in the middle, there's a point there called Sagittarius B. That's where the core of the universe is. Not visible to normal telescope, but through special filters, we are able to see the very center. And it turns out that between all this clouds of gas particle that are blocking this view, at the very core is actually a black hole. It is about 26 light years away from where we are. And that black hole, that very center, has in it the gravity and the density of this black hole is about 4 million times that of the Earth. And like all black hole, it has the unfortunate reputation of having something called the event horizon. The event horizon is the edge of a black hole where it's the point of no return. If you're pulled into that gravitational boundary, you will now begin to drop to the very core of the black hole, and everything in that gravitational pull, because of the density, get pulled in. Light cannot escape it. Space is even bent in it. The best way to explain this phenomena is to think of a trampoline. If you have a trampoline and you put a marble on the trampoline, something of very discrete mass, it barely deflects. Because space is a membrane, if you were to, however, put a bowling ball, it would actually create a dent and a curvature. So, at the very core of the universe is this massive, dense thing that has the event horizon, and if a planet, a star, a sun gets caught in that event horizon, they will be ripped apart. And everything that's caught in there gets pulled to the very core in the very center. That core and that center has in it something called the inner horizon. Very few people talk about this. People always scared. Black hole, it's something catastrophic, What actually happened, all of the energy of all of the star, gas particle, time, space, that get pulled to the very center of this black hole, begin to congeal into a cosmic soup. It's like a furnace. And that cosmic soup ejects this unbelievable flash of light and radiation up and down. And this light and radiation being ejected out of it radiates out gamma and cosmic rays. What I'm trying to say is this. And by the way, to follow with this thought, as the radiation ejects out gamma and cosmic rays, all of the loose gas particles that are outside of the event horizon, beyond the boundary of this gravitational pull, begin to ignite and begin to rotate, creating new planet, new stars. Although it is actually taking in stars and planets to its core, it is also creating new stars and new planets. So it is a gigantic recycling center. Now, the Milky Way galaxy, or galaxy, is a spiral galaxy. It's like a pancake. It has all these pinwheels that radiate from the center. There are more than 200 billion solar systems in the Milky Way, approximately, give or take a few, that exist in it. On a spiritual level, there exists a collective of beings, not one logos, but a collective of 12 beings that are called the Galactic Regent Council. And they are the one that are the overseer of the entire, of this 200 billion solar system. Our own quadrant of the Great Bear is under the regency of this great being called Melchior. It is conceivable, since the universe and everything else in the universe is moving, and as by the same effect, our Milky Way galaxy is rotating, that giving enough time, in a few million years, we will fall now under the regency of a different being from the galactic core. Now, the reason for us to understand this and to comprehend this very clearly, it's that NASA scientists are now saying that when they listen to the sound and the radiation that are coming from this flash of light and the plume that it creates, it's far bigger. If you could imagine a flat pancake having these gigantic emissions that are radiating up and down like these giant plumes. And these plumes are actually causing other cluster of gas to ignite and to become alive. So it is not only a destruction or destructive center, it is actually a creative center as well. People often say black hole, and then they say that the other side of it is a white hole. It's the event horizon, the very core, that actually begins to reject and become the creative center. In order to create, you have to destroy. So sometime whatever is finished on their cycle have to get to this very core and then get completely become material for new life. It is, if you've done gardening, this is what you do when you compost. Okay? Now, that regency and these beings have very specific purposes. In the 26,000 year cycle, which is often referred to as the precession, the planet is now in an alignment, a very unique alignment. Planet Earth, the sun, the galactic core are getting into a very specific alignment. And this alignment will have no planet and no other stars blocking it for a period of time. What it means is that these flashes that are coming from the galactic core, these ejections, are actually going to pulse directly to us. This is what the Mayan elders have been predicted as they call the galactic magnetic core. It's that we're going to transition and move through the special passage. And as we move through it, it will shift consciousness and awareness, the like of which humanity has not experienced in more than 26,000 years. So we are about to go through a major period. When is not clear. I don't think anybody has the exact date, but we know in our lifetime this is going to happen. That there is definitely going to be this alignment, and we are getting in position. And I think all of the awareness of all the shift that are occurring, whether it's the melting of Greenland or the Eurozone collapsing completely, or whatever it is that is the false belief that we're holding that's being removed, all of that is foretelling of a major shift of awareness, an adjustment in the way we do things. So this regency, this group of beings, because of this vertical alignment with no other planets in between us, have their awareness and their light focused directly on us. Now, this is a very, very critical and very important, because there is a special relationship that exists between the observer and the object. In quantum physics, it is been determined that if I have a cup of water or an apple in my hand, the reason the apple is physically in my hand is because I, the observer, want it to be there. And because I want it to be there, I am orchestrating, I'm creating a hologram to make sure that it's in that very specific position. So the object and the observer are intricately linked. And reason for this, for explaining this, is that these beings have a very specific way in which they look at us. They don't see our shortcomings. They see our potential. They don't see our defect. They see what we're capable of becoming. They are not looking to criticize, to judge. What they are looking at is the fact that we have the ability to become something tremendous. By them doing that kind of holding that kind of awareness for us, they are actually accelerating our evolution, because they are holding space for us to actually evolve faster. It is a tremendous opportunity. What I'm saying here is simply the class is being graded on a curve. We are all being graded. What was hard for us will take very little effort. If you desire to ascend, to become enlightened, to be in your core, in your center, if you want it, and it can be an intellectual thing. You can't ascend by reading books on ascension. It's not a mental activity. It is something that you have to viscerally want. If you truly in your core desire to ascend and to become part of this tunnel of light that we talked about, to become the architects and the bridge builders that will bore this opening toward the heavens. If this is what you really want, and you viscerally want it in your core as much as you want oxygen to breathe, the process will actually occur around you. The universe will align. These galactic beings, the Galactic Region Council, will align everything to make sure this happens, because you're going to meet them halfway. What I'm trying to say to you is that your connection to the Galactic Region Council has to be an understanding that these 12 galactic elders, these 12 galactic greats, are actually helping all of us in accelerating the entire ascension of the earth. Move with the program, go with it, accept it, blend it, initiate it viscerally in your core, and you will find that the means to do this will be in front of you. Thank you for listening.